Alright, welcome to another developer diary. So today I just want to run you through the tutorial level. Just spruced it up a bit yesterday, so it's quite simple. I'm just going to teach you how to build some train stations, some tracks, set up some trains to move some goods around. So in introduction, alright, so first thing it's going to tell me is the camera controls. So we've got W, A, D, and S. If you're familiar with first-person shooters, you should be used to those controls. And we have the mouse wheel to zoom in and zoom out. The lovely strategic zoom as well. So this is just telling us that we have some handy buttons available to us. We have Z to show primary resources, X to show intermediate resources, and C to show the cities, which are generally the endpoint for where all resources go. The screen also tells us about how cities, resources, farms and whatnot, how they level up. You'll see this level bar here. So as you move goods in and out of a city, then this number here increases, and you'll see the bar fill up. Once that bar reaches the end, then the city will level up. And there's generally 3 tiers. As you unlock each, as you level up each city, it will either increase more resources, like at a higher rate, or become more efficient, or you might unlock new resources as well. But you also need to be aware that cities can actually level down. So if there's a choke point and your trains become clogged, then cities will actually level down. So just be aware of that as well. So first thing we are requested to do is to open the company panel, which is up here. So you can press F1 to open that. And we need to take out a loan because we have no money on hand. Right, next thing we want to do is build a vehicles terminal. As it says, as you drag around, it snaps to the nearest. When it's red, is like a obstruction, you can't build. And I unfortunately haven't got checking in for the water yet. So let's pretend that it is all good for now. Alright, so it's telling me to build near Fabian's Forestry, which is this place here, which you can also find using your lovely ZXC keys. I'm just going to build maybe here. So I just left clicked. Alright, so it's saying to purchase it, because it's still greyed out here, I need $50,000, but I've already been charged interest because the month has changed. So I actually need to take out another loan. Typical banks. Alright, so now I should build a station here. Whoops. I'll build it there. Again, I need more money. Alright, so now we're going to get taught how to lay railway. So first thing we do is select the railway icon at the bottom. So as you'll see, when it's in this blue state, this is like a blueprint template mode, which you can cancel out of at any time. just left clicking around will set up the track when it goes, and when it goes red, you've obviously gone into areas you're not allowed to be. Alright, as I was saying, when it goes red, you can't build the, just be a bit aware on the tutorial getting a few crashes, which I might try and fix later today. Right. Also, you'll see that tracks are one way. You can see that because I haven't actually started building a track off this train's terminal, I can actually change which way the tracks are pointing. So that gives me the option to say which way I want the train to come into each side of the terminal. So what's it telling me to do? Build a track from Fabian's Forestry to Bronce's Milling Co. So let's do that. And what it is wanting is actually a closed route. Otherwise my train will only go one way and then get stuck. But now it will be able to come back along the route. So you can see as you zoom in, the arrows indicate which way the train is going to go along the track, and also you'll see these little signals also help show which way the train is going to go. Now I can actually, if I want, see the train's going to come in this way, I could reverse it by deleting tracks either side and then that, but it's not going to connect there because the train is coming in along here. So you'll see the snap, the way it wants to snap is not how we want it. So I'll just patch that back up. Rightio. So now to build a train, obviously we click the train icon, and it comes up with this screen here. So we can click on either the resource node itself, or we can click on the train station, and it will be added into this list. So this is the route list. So first it's going to go to Fabian's Forestry, then the next stop is going to be Bronce's Milling Co, and then it's going to go back up to Fabian's Forestry. And this indicates the cargo that will be on the train when it leaves the station. So as I put on a log, so I'll just left click here. When it leaves this station, it's going to have one log on it, and the code realizes that you probably want to take it off here because it's demanded. So you'll see a +1 as it's being pulled off the train. Here you'll see a -1 as it comes out of the supply. If I want to, I can click here to say, no, I actually don't want to unload it here, I want to leave it on the train. So if there's another stop that accepts accepts logs, you can put it back on to the train so that log leaves as it leaves the station. But I've only got 2 stations set up, so I generally just want it to be handled automatically for me. And I just hit OK, and we'll now see the train going. If I just left click on it, it will center the camera and follow it beautifully around the track for me. Also, in the last few days, I've added a new key, which is the V key, which actually allows you to display vehicle names over all vehicles. So if I had another train, you'll see the name of the train here and the name of the other train. This is particularly handy for when we go into the vehicles menu. We'll see Bronze's Pullman, there. And I can just left click to detach from the train, or WASD, or just middle mouse to pan. That will just unlock the camera. So now the tutorial wants us to build a train station at Estonia, build some tracks connecting it to Bronze's Milling Co, and finally set up a train route. So obviously it wants us to move these timber planks. So again, I'm just building a train station, taking out more money. Now I can set up the tracks. So generally the question is going to be, do I want to extend this existing route? Which means I could get bottlenecks, or do I want to put it on a separate isolated track? For now I'll just loop is a bug which needs to be fixed at some stage. Alright, so now I just click in here, putting on some blanks, and voila, that is the end of the tutorial. That's really the meat and potatoes of the game. The challenge comes about where you're like, how much should I move? My train's going to make a profit, because you can see that longer trains move slower, but they'll pull in more money as you're paid per carriage. So yeah, that is the tutorial. And I think we'll leave